Friends, in this video we are going to discuss about the Blackman window and the Bartlett window. Last class we have discussed about the rectangular window, Hamming window and halving window, and we have seen the window function and the corresponding frequency spectrum. Here this is what the window function for the Blackman window. Here it is 0.42 plus 0.5 cos 2 pi n by n minus 1 plus 0.08 cos 4 pi n by n minus 1 for the range n minus 1 by 2 both side mod n minus 1 by 2 and 0 otherwise. Okay, so here there is no need to derive for the frequency spectrum. Just what you have understand, that is enough for Hamming and Hanning window. Here what we are going to do is, here we are going we in this window technique we are going to deal only with the window function. Okay, so we are not going to deal with the frequency spectrum, and so there is no need to go for derivation for this Blackman window and Bartlett window. So last class we have seen the derivation, that is for the understanding purpose. Okay, so here you are having an additional cosine term that reduces the side lobe but increases the main lobe width to 2 pi by n. You know what is the main lobe width, right? So the next one is the Bartlett or triangular window. So the triangular window here has the window function of 1 minus 2 mod n divided by n minus 1 for this range. In this the main lobe width is 8 pi by n. This produces a smooth magnitude response in passband and stopband. You know what is passband and what is stopband, right? So here this is what your passband and this is what your stopband. So in this Bartlett window it produces a smooth, the ripple will be less and it will be a smooth in the passband and also in the stopband. But the disadvantage in this Bartlett or triangular window is here the transition region, right? This is the transition region, right? So this transition region, right? This transition region is more, and the attenuation in the stopband, that here you will have some attenuation that is very less, but it produces the a smooth magnitude response in passband and stopband. So here what we are going to do is we are going to implement our filter using this window function technique. Last class we have seen the design technique using FIR filter. The same procedure we are going to incorporate, including one step, that is we are going to use the window function. The window should have this following desirable characteristics. So when you find out the spectrum for the window, you will have a spectrum like this. This is known as the main lobe, that is the first zero crossing is the main lobe. Okay, and these are all the side lobes. Okay, so when you have this frequency spectrum, it should satisfy some desirable characteristics. The first characteristic is that the central lobe should contain most of the energy and it should be narrow. Okay, the central lobe should contain most of the energy and then it should be narrow. And the second one is the highest side lobe. Okay, so this is the highest side lobe of the frequency response should be small. The magnitude of this side lobe should be very small. So that is the one thing. Second thing, another one is, the third one is the side lobe of the frequency response, and these are the side lobes, right? These are the side lobes. This should decreases as the frequency tends to pi. So when this approaches pi, it should decrease, the side lobe should decrease in magnitude. So this is what the three characteristics a window function should satisfy for implementing using filter. Okay, so here the next one is the window parameters. So we have